Yes. Hello, welcome to Double9 Radio. It's your host, Double9 on Double9 Radio. As always, it's 35nsocial. Today, as you know, we always talk about mature dating on 35nsocial. So I thought today would be a good day to actually have a good interaction with my lovely listeners out there. You know, my global listeners, everywhere you are. Thank you for tuning in this evening. I'm quite happy you are here. So, where do we start? Today, what are we talking about today? We're talking about love versus money. I'm going to say to you, I have been so inundated with messages, as soon as the flyer went up on Instagram, a lot of people just kind of reacted to this. And it's like, what? Some people have some views, conflicting views. I'll be reading out some of the messages I got. But, let's get on with it. As I mentioned earlier as well, I would love for individuals to call in as well, but I know sometimes people can be shy and they just want to send me a message, but it's fine. I'm here to read out your messages as well, but if you can call in, it'd be great. The number again is 074 956 36899. You can call me direct, or if you wanted to call me via WhatsApp as well, you could do that. So if you're calling from out the UK, just remember that you have to put the plus 44 number on there. So I said, we're talking about today love versus money. Everyone always has that thought in their mind. You have thought about this. Should I be going for money? Should I be going for love? And you know what? What's the trend out there? This is the kind of questions I'm asking. What's the trend out there? What would you do? What would you do? Would you choose, money over love or love over money? Yes, I know. You're thinking to yourself, is it a hard choice? I don't know. What are your thoughts? I thought, firstly, the first thing to do, because I'm just going to try and keep myself so straight and narrow here so I don't laugh too much. Because, the comments I've got today have been quite amazing. I want to say thank you to everyone who sent me comments and their thoughts as well. Both men and women have sent me their thoughts into that, which I will be reading that out. So the first one, I think the first thing I wanted to do was just kind of let's put a definition to what love is. How would you define what love is? So the definition I found says, again, I am open to someone saying to me, no, that's not what I think love is. Call in and let me know. So definition of love: when we love someone, we experience the same positive thoughts and experiences as when we like a person. But we also experience a deep sense of care and commitment towards that person. Being in love includes all of the above, but also involves feeling of sexual arousal and attraction. So research shows that, people's own views of love suggest that not all love is the same. So again, it says love can be different. Love can be seen by each individual differently. Everyone thinks love is different. So this brings us now to think about, okay, love versus money. Do people quantify love as money, or do we say the amount of money he or she's spending on you shows they love you? So those are the questions. I'm thinking, okay, we'll just start asking. So let's start with what is more important. Is love more important than money? Can you love without money? Can you love your partner without any financial backing? Can you love in poverty? Is love more important than money? But the thing is, love is more important, I think, in my opinion. I don't know. But money is also extremely important as well. In a mature relationship, they both have the advantages and disadvantages. A love that lacks money might not stand the test of time. Exactly, because no love, money can, I don't know, money can finish, but love would always be there. I think I'm gonna go to the first comment. I think this is the first one I would read. Possibly would set us on the right path. This is from a female, Fiona, who sent this in earlier as well. She says, ultimately, the answer is love, which is the question, love versus money. So it says, ultimately, the answer is love. However, he must be committed to increasing his income and have a good work ethic. Without this, we won't be able to enjoy our relationship if we are continuously living in a cycle of deprivation. I think she makes a point there. But she goes on and says, I definitely wouldn't date someone who wasn't financially who was financially unstable, without the ability to turn his hand and do some kind of work. If he was temporarily financially struggling, that's okay. But if he's benefit dependent, that is not on. How is he going to experience holidays and things like that? But she also says, if he truly loved the unity, he will ensure he also works to at least match any income that she has as well. So from that, I'm reading that. I kind of like agree with the first thing where she says, saying that being in a committed relationship, you have to be committed to increasing your income and the person's income as well. But the question is here. This is from a lady's perspective. I mean, when I was thinking about all this love versus money thing, can we say some of this, options, it's unfairly, biased towards the female side, because it's kind of like okay for broke women. No, I'm not saying that all women are broke. For a broke woman to be with a rich guy, but the other way around, women tend to kind of like raise the nose to that and say, no, I can't date a broke guy. Why is that? Why do we have that issue? That's one thing I think to myself, okay, why? I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but when we say what's the trend today, let's look at what the trend is today about love versus money. We have a lot of people, especially social media is the place where you kind of like, I mean, if you're easily depressed, you can, blimey, don't even go on social media, because on social media you have people flaunting loads of stuff. We don't know if it's real or fake, but anyway. So there's always this thing about bagels, this is what me and my bae are doing, going out, going this and doing that. But the couples that actually post all this, is that showing love? Is that what love is? Do they show when there's no money? Like when they're struggling? No, you don't see that. You only see when things are, being shown, like you're flossing, you're going to this fancy restaurants, eating this fancy food. Do you know what I mean? Taking pictures. So is that true love? I don't know. Is that true love? Because it's a bit confusing, isn't it? Is that true love? I don't know. Would they? Because I'm thinking on social media, why don't you show the side of when things are a bit difficult? Because then that, yes, that's true love, because that is it. But because now the trend is, my boyfriend bought me this. He's bought me flowers. Valentine's coming around the corner. My boyfriend got me this. Look at what he's done for me. Yes, he must show that he loves me. Have we lost the true essence of what love is? Have we lost what the true meaning of love is? Has money taken over love? Is that not expressive? Because now most men, I saw a video on social media as well where, the guy wanted to get the attention of the lady, and he actually sent her a money flower. I don't know if you guys are aware of what a money flower is, where like notes are kind of like placed in a or arranged in a way of a bouquet type to get the woman's attention. So I'm thinking, is that right? And she seems so excited because she posted it on social media that this guy sent her this and that. Is that true love, or is just an exchange, or paying for an emotion? What is true love? I defined what true love is earlier. When you have a committed care for this individual. Okay, I think we have our first caller already. Fantastic. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Double9 Radio. Hello, how are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I think I know that voice. I think I know who that is. That is the one and only, Sugar Puss, all the way from Lagos.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I'm really glad to be here to talking. So by the way, the question, what you just said about the lady who got the bouquet, yeah?
Yes.
The truth is, some people have different love languages. If your love language is gift, you most likely will need a guy that has money. I
Okay.
mean, you want to consider love with money and not just love. But to be honest, if you ask me, I would definitely pick love over money because I mean, money is not always there, and sometimes it could come. Like it's not a fixed thing, right?
No.
You can
Yeah.
have money today and get broke. So if you marry someone or you date someone because of money, they could lose their money. You know, they could go broke. Things happen.
Yes.
But love is forever. Love is constant.
Okay.
If you love, you love.
You're right. You're right. Love is
Yeah.
constant. Love is forever. I mean, there's 2 points I want to kind of like raise on what you said. So the first one, you said the love language. So the love language of certain individuals is money.
Yes, some people.
And some
I mean,
people
not money, not necessarily money. It's gifts.
gifts.
And I mean, you need money to buy gifts. Yeah.
But is that true love? So if that so basically, so what could happen is I'm not, I'm just putting a scenario out there. So what could happen is because we're talking about dating here today. We're not talking about people in a relationship yet, or maybe in a relationship but dating.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So
Right.
so you've met
Right.
this guy and this girl. They're going out. Firstly, he's trying to hoo her. He's trying to get attention. He's buying loads.
Yeah.
Trying to get loads of gifts and buying her flowers, buying her fancy gifts and things like that. So at the early stage, she's so excited. She's wow. She's head over heels. So in our mind, that's our love language. That means the guy loves her. So obviously, the honeymoon stage is going to fade out, as you know. So during that period where they're not together, if now another guy comes and starts buying her more gifts, does that mean because that guy is now speaking her love language, the love is going to shift to that new person? I'm just trying to think of what the trend is.
Not necessarily. Except she's a materialistic person, right? Yeah, that might be the case. But I don't think so. I think what could possibly happen is she will like the new person, but doesn't mean she will love the new person. So people who have their love language as gifts, right? That's not the only love language. That's probably the number one love language. People usually have like 3 major love languages. Nobody is just like on one side. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that she likes getting gifts doesn't mean if somebody else gives her more gifts, she's going to leave the guy for the other guy. I mean, except she's a bad girl.
I know.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if she's a reasonable human, I mean, she can see the effort the guy she's with has already made. I mean, and I feel like over time, when you keep doing something somebody likes, the like turns to love, right?
Yeah.
But before it gets to the love extent, it's not just that thing that they did. It's not just the gift giving that made you love them. There will be a list of other things that they've done, right, that has made you fall in love with them.
Fantastic.
So I feel like dating is definitely expensive, and if you don't have money, you can be very creative. I mean, you could do a painting of the babe if you can't afford to buy her one, or I mean, you could take her to the park, buy fruit, and I mean, eat with her. I mean, there are different ways to give. You don't necessarily have to have so much money.
Okay.
Except she's a high maintenance babe.
Except she's a high maintenance babe. Now, I love the way you responded to that. So let's talk about the trends. So the trends out there where we see on social media. I mean, Valentine is around the corner. You already see this videos of Valentine is coming. Where is your boyfriend? All that.
Yeah, where's your boyfriend?
Do you know what I mean?
Don't know me.
Yeah. Do you think that puts pressure on individuals to abandon what love is? Abandon love and then look for money instead? Because you could have this guy, as you mentioned now, you could have this guy who can be so creative and say, you know what, I love this girl so much, but I don't have the financial means to give her this expensive gifts. And he starts being creative and putting things together, paintings and things like that. But this other guy comes and he's ready to buy her maybe a car or something. But he just wants something. He's just trying to get in there. Do you know what I mean? He's just trying to get in there. But this true love guy doesn't have that money. But because of the trends of the social media, do you think the trend will...
I feel like social media has definitely influenced women to want to show off their partner, their rich partners, and it sort of intimidates those who don't have rich partners. Everybody's looking to do something elaborate so they can post on social media. Yes, that is a very bad situation right now, but I feel like any lady that has sense understands that all these things are not so important, right? They are vague, right?
Yes.
A guy could send you a car and he could be buying a Lamborghini for another babe. I mean, he has the money, right?
Yes.
So, because someone sends you gifts doesn't mean they actually love you.
True.
They could just be buying you. They could be buying you, right? So, I feel like, yes, we can get distracted by all this Instagram flaunting of money and Valentine gifts and blah, blah, blah. But if you have sense, really, it's important to stick to what is most important, and that is love.
Fantastic.
I mean, you can never buy that.
I mean, I was going to get to that, whether you can buy love or not, but you're right. So again, depending on the, before I let you go, because I love what you've been saying on this corner. So individuals who have that the love language is gifts can get confused on what real love is.
Yeah, they can get distracted.
Easily distracted. Okay, on the final note, for you, love versus money, which is it for you?
Love, baby.
Love, baby. Love, baby.
The way I'll make my money and take care of you and give you money so you can take care of me. With the money, just love me first.
Just love you first. Fantastic. That's quite amazing. Tosi, Sugar Puss, I want to say thank you very much for calling in. It's amazing to hear from you.
Thank you
as well. But keep listening to Double9 Radio. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, I mean, we heard it there from Tosi as well. I think she made some great points there as well. If I've got to recap on that, the love language. She mentioned the love language of certain women is gifts, of getting them expensive gifts. And I said to her, okay, so we're dating, you're dating someone, or guys are dating, a girl and a woman, they're dating now. Her love language is gifts, okay? So this guy is buying her gifts that he can afford. He's thinking, this is what she likes. He's buying that because you're dating. So another guy comes along and he's buying her more expensive gifts. Is that going to turn her mind? Is that going to shift the way she's going to, be with this guy, the first one that was buying her gifts? She says no, because it shouldn't if she's a sensible lady. But again, the trends, the social media, we talked about that, puts pressure on women. I know I'm talking about women at this present, and women might be listening to me and saying, why am I just focused on women? But that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing, because I mentioned earlier as well that sometimes, or most times, not even sometimes, when we talk about things like this, we only focus, men, are the ones with the money, going out maybe with a not so well-to-do women, but mostly the other way around. It almost doesn't exist. Although Tosi just mentioned now that yes, it's love for her. That I've made my money, I will give you money, and just love me first. But it's never really the case. So I mean, it's quite a challenging thing now, because social media has this impact on a lot of us at present to actually know what real love is or money. Okay, let me quickly go to someone else. I think I'll take one more message from a lady before I go into the men's one. Okay, so this is ID from Lagos as well. Oh, I have another caller right here. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Double9 Radio.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Shafia.
Hello, how are you? Oh, the line is quite bad. She's calling all the way from Lagos. Hopefully we can get her back on. I was actually looking forward to that. Hopefully we're still let it go. It is quite challenging. Hopefully we can get her back on as well. I just wanted to hear from what she had to say. Let's see if we can get her back. It's quite challenging. Sometimes, the WhatsApp calls, international WhatsApp calls can be quite challenging. I think we had just one now. Let's see if we can get her back on as well. So yeah, I mean, Tosi gave a lot of us a lot of insight into what the minds of women out there are. But I was going to take another comment from another lady out there before we had a call. So this is ID from Lagos as well. She says, "Love over money because I can make my own money, but that doesn't mean I will get with a broke guy." You see what I'm saying? We men don't think like that. We men see love first. We men think, okay, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Let's try and take her over. But women don't think like that. And I don't know, because she's saying now, this lady that sent me that message, say love over money. Because I can make my own money. Yes, you can make your own money. We know you can make your own money. But she says there's a caveat that says, I will not get with a broke guy. But why? But it's love. If you're choosing love, why that caveat? Why that, thing to say, but I will not get with a broke guy? It's almost, similar to what Fiona said as well. Fiona said as well that, ultimately the answer is love. However, he must be committed to increasing his income and have a good work ethic. But also she had that caveat as well, saying that if it's on benefits, I'm not saying it's right to be on benefits, but he could be someone who is just going through, a struggling period. So you can give him the benefit of doubt in this one. But again, it's the same thing that ID said as well. I'm choosing love, but he can't get with a broke guy. I'm hoping we get that caller back on here as well. Hopefully, so we do get her back as well. I mean, it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing. I had quite a lot of questions I was going to go through as well, and comments as well, which I will be going through the show as we go. So we've asked about what is important. Is it love or money? We don't even know. We don't know yet. Because people have been saying that yes, it can be love or it can be money. Tosi mentioned that love will be forever, but money can fade away, which is quite rightly so. Okay, what other question that we want to ask? Does money buy love? I mean, that question, I don't think so. I don't think you can buy love. You can buy affection, but you can't buy love. Unlike happiness, there's research shows that money is not able to purchase love, but it can purchase, have attention. You can buy the attention of that individual, not the love. That's what I think. I don't know what you think. Can you buy love? Can you make someone love you by spending money on them? But again, it goes back to what Tosi said again, love language. But is that truly love though? Like, you have to buy someone something or gifts. If you buy them gifts, that means, that is their love language. That means you're going to fall in love with you. I don't know. I want to hear more from you guys out there listening in as well. Don't be shy. Do call us in. Do call us on the numbers 074 956 36899. Hopefully that caller that was listening to us earlier can call back. Okay, so I'm going to go and read the comment from the guy now to get a different perspective on what the guy was saying. Or for a guy. I don't know. I might not agree. I might agree. I don't know. Okay, so this is Felix from London as well. So Felix sent in a message, says, the love and money thing is really hard to choose. This is from a guy. He says it's hard to choose. But I'll finish reading it before I go into it. It says, it's really hard to choose, but it depends on the individual itself. Yes, again, the definition of love can be seen differently by different people. Everyone have a different perception of what love is. But he said, from his point of view, love is hard to define. Also, money. Okay, love is hard to define. Money is also hard to acquire, which we all know. So I guess, or he guesses, to choose between. So the guess to choose between money and love is quite hard. But the only thing you need to know is that have to know is what love really means before you compare it. You have to know, okay, he's saying you have to know what money really means. I do apologize. The writing is a bit, quite, I'm summarizing as I read as well. So he's saying that you have to know what love really means, or if it does really exist with that person. The only love he knows is the love of the parents to their children when they gave birth. I mean, that made me chuckle. He said the rest is an act, because humans could act like they love someone for millions of years till the day you really need them. That's when you can be sure if anyone really loves you. This is his own opinion based on experience he's had in life. Okay, so I think there are a couple of things he's highlighted there. That love is individual. It's an individual thing, how people see what love is. And also, he pointed out, yes, money is hard to acquire. Yes, we know that in some aspects, or it can be easy as well, depending on what you do. But the other thing he actually pointed out there was, you can never know if someone truly loves you if you have that money, because they can act or behave in a manner that they truly love you because they see your financial stance and think, okay, you know what, he loves me, he must be buying me all this stuff. So I think with that, that's another question there. How do you know someone truly loves you? If they actually behave in a manner. But he says until you really need them, that's when you can find out that, yes, they truly do love you. But on that note, I'm just going to go for a short break, and we're going to be taking more of the statements or questions and texts that have been coming in. Hope you're having a good time on the show. Stay locked on, stay locked. It's your host, Double9 on Double9 Radio. Come back, it's Double9 Radio. It's 1844-3001 2021. Hope you have a good time so far on the show. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's sending comments as well, and also called in. I do apologize about the earlier call that we tried to get on. If you're still listening, please do try and call back as well. Sometimes it can be quite difficult because of technology as well. So do still call in as well. The phone lines are quite open for you to call in live into the studio. It's 074-956-36899. That's 074-956-36899. If you're calling from out of the UK, it's +4474-956-36899. And you can call in direct into the studio, or via a WhatsApp call, or send us a text or WhatsApp as well. So what are we talking about today? Love versus money. Okay, I want to take it up a notch. Let's put some heat onto it. Love and money. Can you love someone without money? Who doesn't have money, I should say? I think the answer is no. Because from what I've been getting from women, it's a no. But I think for a man, I don't know, it might be different. Because men look at it in a different way. Men look at things in a different way. Thinking that, okay, you know what? I'm going to share my love. I'm going to share how I feel. I'm going to be caring. I'm going to open up to this woman, tell her exactly what I'm, feeling. Well, let's build together. Let's make things happen. But women, I don't know. Do I dare to say women wouldn't do that? Because from the two ladies I've got, a text from today, saying that they will not date a broke guy, but they want to choose love. So I mean, I don't know. Is that an oxymoron there? I don't know. Is that balanced to say yes? They're going to choose love, because if you're saying to me you're going to choose love, but you're still having a condition there to say no, I can't date a broke guy. So firstly, you're going to look at a guy from the perspective of what he has in his pocket. So is that real love? I don't know. But again, if I then go back to what Tosin said, who called earlier, talking about love language, where did that love language come from? I'm a bit confused. Where did love language come from? Love language is buying you gifts. That is the language out there. Is that because of social media? Or is that because of something else? Because true love, or definition of love, never even mentioned anything about a love language or anything similar to that. It just talked about expressing one's feeling, expressing your deep, committed, caring side to this person. So when a lady says, or someone says, my love language is gifts, does that already say to me, no, this person is not displaying the features or the character of someone who can be in love? I don't know. I don't know. So can money buy love? Is money possible to buy love? Okay. So if we, okay, let's put a bit of reality into it. Let's put a bit of reality into it. You know, I always say this as well. So you have all those ladies, you know, out there. You know, one of the things that was going around, you know, I think a couple of weeks ago, last month, is you know, this Birkin bag craze, where all the ladies are like, oh, I want a Birkin bag, I want a Birkin bag. And I asked myself this question: all these ladies actually talking about Birkin bags, can they even afford a Birkin bag? Do they even understand what it is to own what a Birkin bag is? Okay, putting that aside, I'm not attacking women today. You know, I'm not attacking women. Please do you understand? Just, you know, having a conversation here. You're free to call in, as I said, on 074 956 36899. That's 074 956 36899. Okay, let's put it aside. So, for instance, okay, this guy is been on this woman's case, say, you know, a couple of months or something. And he knows that she loves bags. Okay? He loves bags or shoes, whatever. He goes and buy, because Tosin pointed out, you know, love language, you know, gifting, whatever it is. He goes out and buys some, you know, fancy shoes costing about, I don't know, £500 or something. And boom, gives it to her. Possibly take her out for dinner or something. And gives it to her. So, those shoes, because that's her love language, is going to turn how she feels towards the guy. That's what I understand. Because now she's going to post that on social media, like, you know, she's got the shoes. Oh my God, I've got the shoes. You know, my bae got me this. I think I'm in love. I think I love him. Because she was given those pair of shoes. Again, is that the trend out there? It seems so. Because that's what we get all the time. A lot of people posting these things out there to say, you know what? This is where this is love. This is love. This is the way. Or you go to a fancy restaurant and you're taking pictures of the food you're eating. You know, I'm in my bae. I'm in my bae. But is that what true love is? So what if it doesn't take you to that restaurant? Does that mean you don't love him anymore? Or did you ever love him in the first place? I mean, it's quite one of those, you know, things you can't really even decide which way to go with that. So, you know, is that buying you love? You know, is that love? Because I say no. I say no. You can't buy love. You can buy attention. Because what's possibly going to happen is a lady, you know, probably give up the candy. And maybe the guy understood that that's what she required to get the candy. And he's just going to do what he has to do and buy that. And, you know, get the candy. And he's quite happy and move on from there. But at the end of the day, the woman's going to be like, oh my God, he broke my heart. He broke my heart. But ask yourself this question. Were you actually going into that relationship for the right reasons? Is it because he bought you that Birkin bag? Or is it because he bought you that expensive shoe you've always wanted? Is that why you think your love is real? Did he buy your love? Because you allowed him to buy your attention, not your love. So that's my own, coming from me. I don't know. Do you have a different perception or different understanding you can contribute? I know you guys are always shy. I don't know why. Always shy to come on to talk. But I want to say a big thank you to Toshi recording earlier. So I think to myself, no, you can't buy love. You know, you can't buy love. Money can't buy love. Because again, giving examples, love and money. Giving examples of, again, ladies, I'm not attacking today. It's just examples I see. You know, some men do certain things for certain rewards. Yes, we understand that. We've seen, you know, a 30-year-old man, you know, dating a 6-year-old woman. I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but are they in love? Obviously, it's because he wants something from her. But it's much more common. You know, we see more of this, you know, with the ladies. I mean, I have a typical example. I can't be mentioning any names. We have individuals where the husband is celebrating a 80-year-old and they just celebrated 30. And that's because the guy's wealthy. You know, he's wealthy. That's why the woman is with him. Because let's turn the table around. If the guy didn't have that much money, would she ever consider dating an 85-year-old person or being with an 85-year-old person in her 30s? Please answer me that question. So at that point in time, money has bought attention. That she's going to be thinking to herself, oh, I love him. No, you don't love him. It's not love. Because today, if that guy went bankrupt, you would possibly just, you know what, hang up and say, you know what, I'm done. I'm moving on. Because that's the way it is, isn't it? You know, but women think, oh my God, he's buying me this, he's buying me that. I mean, recently, some lady celebrated a 30th birthday all over social media, and the guy she's dating, or she's actually dating, or something, like, I don't even know if they're married, is possibly 70 or something, or almost 70. And on the social media video, he bought her a Rolex watch. I think Rolex watch was close to, I don't know, 18 grand or 15 grand or something. And she was flaunting that on, social media. It's my birthday. And she held onto the guy really close, and showing off that, yes, he's bought me this. But I asked myself when I saw that video that if the guy never had the money, would she be, showing him off in that manner? Again, I say to you, love cannot be bought. Okay, I just had a comment from one of our listeners as well. D-Mona, thank you for sending the message in. It'll be great if you call it as well. I know you're shy, but I will be inviting you on the show soon as well. So, okay, I'll read that comment. She says, it's possible to love someone without money and grow more in love, especially when the money starts coming in. She married a husband without any money over 14 years ago. She's proud to have said that. It is true. So this kind of women do exist. So we've had someone who's come out from the norm, from the two comments I've heard, because the two comments I've heard earlier from the ladies said that, you know what, I can't date a broke guy. I can't date someone on benefits. But now we have a different perspective from another, female here. Says it is possible to love someone without money and grow more in love, especially when the money starts coming in. So 14 years ago, there's, her partner, they have any money. But my question to her here is, how was she able, if you're, Dimon, this is to you, how were you able to stay in that relationship, without thinking to yourself, will the money ever come? What kept you in that relationship? Because that's a question a lot of people should know the answer to. Because I think if they know the answer to that, they will understand what love is. Because something must have kept you to believe that that relationship will eventually bear fruits of success or wealth, which you're enjoying today. And you're proud to share that with us on this program this evening. So, I mean, it would be great. I wanted to tell us what kept you going all those years, to choose love over money, because this is what you've done. You chose love over money because at that point in time, there was no money. All you had was love. You were all working together, trying to make ends meet, but that never deterred you from that relationship. You kept with it and you made it, a success today. So I want to know from her, Dimona, what made you, stay in that relationship? Because I think it would help a lot of people to understand that love can last longer than money. It's very important to know that. It is very important to know that. So, I mean, the question I asked before was, can money buy love? And I said, from my perspective, I don't think so. And I gave examples. You can, have your own opinion. If not, it's the same thing like, can money buy love? Should you marry money for money or love? And the money has actually answered that question, which is the second question I was going to ask anyway. Should you marry for money or love? In this case, she married for love because the love is there. Because if you said, no, I can't stay with this man. He's got no money. He's not buying me, those Gucci bags, those Gucci shoes. He's not giving me those holidays. At that time, she might have left him for someone else, thinking that she's in love with him because he's buying her all that. He's giving her all the shoes and stuff. But would that union have lasted this long? I don't know. We can never know. But if you got into the relationship for the wrong reasons, again, for the money, that could be a problem. Because you would think the money would buy love, but no, it wouldn't buy love. It would just buy something you think is love. I think in my own opinion. But again, someone asked me this question as well. Is money the most important thing in life? I don't know. I don't think so. Money is important. Yes, it is important because it makes things, quite easy. You can, do things quite easily. You can buy stuff. You can go out. You can do all that. But is it the most important thing in life? Is it without money? Can you not live in happiness? Without money, can you not love? Without money, can you not celebrate? I think these are questions we need to ask ourselves, because you're talking about love versus money. It's so easy to go and say, wow, you know what? I'm going for money. I'm going for money. I'm going for money. But what if the money disappears? What if the money never comes? But on the other hand, women will say to me, that a man can change as well. Because if you love a man who doesn't have any money in the first place, so for example, Demon has told us this evening as well, saying that, that she stayed with her partner for years, and there was no money then, but she stayed. But on the other hand, I know a woman would say, I'm hearing the voices in my head as I speak to you, saying that, okay, I'm staying with this man. I've stayed with this man. I'm going to stay with this man, and try and build, that relationship to when money start coming in. What if the man changes? What if the man he would change to say, you know what, I've got this money now. I think I want to marry or be with someone else. What do you do then? I know you're saying that. But again, how did you manage a relationship where there's no money? Because I think truly and genuinely, I'm not trying to put the blame on women here, but I think truly and genuinely, if a man should see that this woman is with her or with him, during the hard times, I think man should definitely, or man would definitely understand that, what, she's been with this a long time. I can't, break her heart. I think. Again, you could correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers at all. Again, I've just had another comment from one of our listeners. Oh, I think she's trying to correct me on that as well. She says, this is Fiona. She says, I never said that I can be with him if he has work ethic. Oh, she said, I can be with him if he has work ethic. Okay. But if he wants to stay on benefits and perpetually broke, I can't do that. Okay, a bit of clarity on that. She says she will work with him and support a man who's building his future as well, and not someone who's going to be consistently broke. Okay, a bit of clarity on that. Okay, thank you for bringing that into attention. She says it's more like she would work with someone. She would stay with someone who's showing a bit of like promise, or a bit of drive to go ahead and say, you know what, I want to achieve more. I want to do more. I want to get more. I want to do more. But not with a man that is going to be permanently on benefits, which is, obviously, understandably important. You don't want to be staying with someone with no ambition as well, which I totally agree with. That's fantastic. Okay, so I've asked the question on about, does money buy love? In my own opinion, I say no. It just buys your attention. It buys attention. I gave examples of individuals who actually display that as well. Also, now I'm thinking, is money the most important thing in life? Because if you're going into a relationship, because we're talking about dating, we're talking about dating, meeting people, and the trend out there is, there's this trend. People, I think it's quite ridiculous actually. Some individuals come on social media and put that if you can't buy some artificial hair for your girlfriend, during the Valentine's season, you should move away and let someone who can buy that for her, be in her life. And I think to myself, what kind of stupid statement is that? Are we all going into relationships for an exchange of attention? Are you going in there to exchange your attention for hair or for gifts? Is that what you call true love now? Is that how you define true love? And there was some comments on that on the post that went against it, but majority of the post, comments on the post, kind of agreed with what you were saying. I was quite shocked as well. That is this what the trend is now? Okay, we've had we have a call. We have a call coming in. Okay, hello, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to Double9 Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Shalakwe Adeyemi. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Fantastic, Shalakwe. Thank you for calling back. Really appreciate you. So, you had a comment you wanted to say. We lost you earlier. Thank you for calling back.
Okay, yeah. Love and money, you cannot divorce one from the other. You need love for a lasting relationship, and you need money for a lasting relationship. If love will not put food on the table. It's true, yes. So you need the two of them. You need the money to make the love last, as long, as it can possibly last.
Okay,
so that's my take.
Fantastic. Okay, before you go, hopefully, the he's going to let us have this conversation, the connection. So you're saying that you can't separate the two. You need love and money to make anything work.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
can't separate the two. Yes, definitely.
Okay. I like your perspective on that. So, we had a comment from one of our listeners, Demona, which I think she tried to call in. Yes, do call in after this call as well. She mentioned that, when she met her partner, there was no money. So she chose love.
Okay.
So with that,
she
was able to, differentiate or put one aside for the other. So, but if you can't differentiate both of them and say, without love there's no money, without love there's no, so without money there's no love, is that true love?
Yeah, I get what you are saying. Now, when we talk about money, I'm not even talking about excess money. I'm talking about when we say money, I'm not saying the person has to be, maybe either of the partners has to be a multi-billionaire or something. I'm talking about being in a relationship with somebody that is at least to an extent able to pay the bills. Not that you are going to a relationship with somebody who is not earning any money, who is not doing anything, and is just sitting down from day to day, for crying out loud. That love will be frustrated. It will die. It's like a flower. It will die. So each person should be able to pay, the bills, at least to an extent. Nobody is saying go for a multi-billionaire or anything. You understand? But just get somebody at least who is bringing something to the table. That's what I'm talking about. That's the perspective from which, I'm seeing the whole thing.
Okay.
If you marry somebody who is indolent, who is not doing anything, you'll be frustrated. That love will die.
Yes. I mean, you're right. Look at it from that point of view. Yes, you're right. But what I'm struggling to, don't tell me we're losing that. Yeah. What I'm struggling to agree on is when you say you can't have one without the other. It's understandable that, yes, this individual has to contribute to something. But are you saying to me that, you're dating, there's an example. You're dating someone now, and this guy is truly in love with you, and possibly maybe, you'll have feelings for him as well. But because he doesn't even have that financial backing to even pay his phone bill at this point in time. So do you let that, do you give that relationship a chance? Or you just say, you know what, no, I can't do this?
Okay. like I said earlier, I'm not saying the money, the person should be a millionaire. I'm not saying that either for maybe either of them being a millionaire. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying at least to an extent be financially responsible. That's what I'm saying. You cannot, I will say it, and I can say it anywhere, you cannot divorce one from the other. You need some financial back. You need money to keep that love going. You need money to keep that love going. You can imagine no food in the house, you can't pay the rent, and the landlord maybe tells you to, get out of his house. With financial pressure puts the financial issues puts a lot of pressure on love. That's the truth. And there is no relationship that the couple will say, okay, that a couple will actually come out to say, love as what has kept us going. No, the other things that keep a relationship going, we are not talking about that tonight. Friendship, because sometimes you won't even feel in love with your partner. That's the truth. Sometimes you just look at person and be like, you'll be pissed. It doesn't mean you don't care, but that erotic feeling, that romance is not there. Sometimes it won't be there. It's not all the time, because pressures of life will come in. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but the truth of the matter is, we don't need financial pressure. Puts a whole lot of strain on love. That's what I'm still insisting on. That's what I believe strongly.
Amazing.
I have seen many instances where people broke up. They were in love initially, and they broke up because of financial, strain and financial challenges. So it's best for each person to have something going. You have an income you are bringing to the table. You understand, and it to be a win-win situation for all.
Amazing. I love your perspective. You're so, passionate about your point this evening, which I actually love a lot. But my final question to you is it love or money? What would you choose? Ladies and gentlemen, I think the single is back.
The other. I still insist you can't divorce one from the other.
You can't divorce one from the other.
You can't divorce one from the other. You need yes.
Okay.
Yes. To be frank.
Okay. That is your point. Fantastic.
I just say you are in love with somebody and it doesn't. Exactly.
Fantastic. Okay, I want to say thank you very much for calling in this evening. I love the points you've made. I hope you keep listening to Double9 Radio. Have a fantastic evening. Thank you very much.
I most certainly. Okay, cheers. Thank you. Bye.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, she was so adamant on that point there, which I actually love as well. I think D-Mono, you tried to call in earlier. I see your message as well, but I don't want to read them yet. If you could call in back now, because the phone lines are free now, that would be great as well. I mean, Adeyemi there, talk about Adeyemi there, made, her points so seriously. She took it to heart and says, you know what, you can't separate one from the other. I don't know. Do I agree? I don't know. But she made some valid points that, love can be dependent on other pressures that we face in life. She gave an example, financial pressures as well, because this financial pressures can happen. She gave an example that, no money in the house to buy food and buy that. I understand that. But does love not, overwhelmingly take care of all that, where you can come together and make this happen? I mean, I really want to hear from D-Mono today, because she sent us, a response to what she initially said, and said, her partner, okay, yes, we have D-Mono calling. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hello, D-Mono, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm so glad to have you on the show this evening, and I love the comment you sent in earlier, because I think you have put a different perspective to this, because now we have three. The first one we had was from Fiona, who says that, she can work with a person, but she's not going to date someone who's broke, who's lazy on benefits. Okay, we understand that. So now we had another one from ID from Lagos, who says that, she chooses love, but she's never going to date a broke guy. Now we have Tokwe as well. Tokwe says you can't separate one from the other. But I love your perspective, because your perspective actually stands out and says, you know what, I was with him when there was no money, and you stayed together for that long, and you're still together till now. But I asked the question, what kept you together when there was no money?
Okay, yeah, thanks for having me. Well, first of all, before I got married, I had guys that were rich and very, very rich and wanted to marry me. But the reason that stood out for me at the time was I decided, you know what, I want someone I would love and tolerate and someone I can wake up every day with and be comfortable. Those other guys were okay, but they had a lot of money, but I just couldn't see myself with them for a long time. And I just thought money is not going to be the all of it. So what happens if money disappears? What happens? Would I leave the marriage? So I decided to go with someone that had nothing, absolutely nothing. And I just thought, okay, I would grow with this person. But I think the mindset I had that kept me then was, fine, he doesn't have money. We hope to have money, but I would also try to make money as well. Like, we're going to be partners, and I'll try and be hardworking and make my own money alongside with him to help him to raise each other.
Yes.
And with the hope that we would both succeed. And I just had to turn it the other way. What if it was me that was poor and maybe the guy maybe was just average and he was marrying me for love and I didn't have the money? So that was my own mindset, and I think that kept me going. Like, okay, at least I can wake up with this person. I have kids with this person. I love the kids. I love this guy. So we're just going to have to go through it. If we make money and we're billionaires, well, so be it. And if we don't, we will still survive.
Fantastic.
So I think that was the way I saw it. And yeah, we've been married for 14 years, and we're friends really. And I wouldn't say we're not millionaires. We're not rich. We're
but
okay.
you're comfortable.
We're comfortable.
Yeah.
We're comfortable, and that's all that matters to me. Like, So, well, maybe because I'm not one that I don't get crazy with all this and shoes, bags. I'm not that kind of person. So maybe that's why it's different for me.
Okay.
And such things they don't mean much to me as much as like value of family and the relationship. So maybe that's the way. That's my own perspective.
Fantastic. I love that. But again, I would say, it's amazing. But I want to put this to you. Because, love, yes, it's fantastic. You decided to stay. You had all this, guys coming on to you saying, I can buy you this, I can buy you that. But you chose love. But do you think it was a risk on your part as well? Because someone said, in my ear and saying to me that, men can change when the money comes. But you decided to take that risk. How did you convince yourself to say, you know what, my partner is not going to change when the money comes? How did you decide to take that, take that risk? What convinced you within him as well to say, you know what, he's not going to change?
Okay, luckily for us, the thing is, I'm hoping he has a conscience.
Okay.
And because I've been part of his success, and sometimes, of course, that's the risk. Because sometimes it comes to me that what if this guy just has so much money and leaves me or decides to be with someone else? And I've tested him, and he has kind of passed some of the tests.
Is he listening? Is he listening there?
No, he's not. I don't think so. I don't think he's listening.
But
anyway,
okay.
And we've also talked about it, and I think he has a conscience, and he knows where we've come from, and he knows what we've gone through. So I don't know, but then it's all in God's hands, really. If that's the way God wants it, then we'll still be it, and that's why I'm also being happy in my own self.
Yes.
And the thing is, once the other person knows you can live without them, they would probably sit up, or because like as it stands now, I'm not like, oh God, if you go, my life is we can stand on that. Both of us can stand on our own. So I'm going to live a life like I can live without you. So it's up to you if you want to stay in it, and it's up to you if you want to go. So with that mindset as well, we're both on our feet, like no one is relaxing and no one is, so that's the way it is. I think that's why, for me, if he wants, like, if all gets maybe rosy and he wants to leave, that's fine, let him leave. I'm still fine on my own. So I think my own happiness and peace of mind first. So I think that's how I've been able to deal with that risk.
Fantastic. I love that. So what you did there, you built your own self-confidence and you love yourself to ensure that, you know what, whatever happens. I am putting my all in this one. I chose love over money, and this is where I stand. But if it does change, you're still confident in your own self. I think that's quite amazing. That's quite amazing. But before you go, I know the answer to this already, but I'm just going to ask it. For you, so is it love or money?
I think love. I would choose love first before money, because money can come and go. What happens if you have all the money now and it goes? So what happens to that person? Do you end the relationship? No, I choose love.
Fantastic. Dimona, it's so amazing to have you on the show that you called in this evening. I love the way you gave us a perspective from your point of view as well. And I do truly appreciate your call this evening. Have a fantastic weekend and keep listening to
Yeah,
Double9
you
Radio.
too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I mean, amazing. She couldn't have said it any better. She couldn't have said it any better there. So that's from a different perspective. She did say that yes, the individual didn't have any money. This is our partner when they first met, and she had all these other guys, on her case as well, wanting to date her. But she thought to herself, you know what? I'm going to choose love over money, because money can finish, as she said. Money can disappear, money can go. But she chose to be with someone who she can grow with and have memories with. I'm not saying you can't have memories with someone who has money. Not saying that at all. But sometimes individuals take money as love. We talked about it earlier. When someone has a love language, they think, this person's buying me gifts, meaning that he loves me. No, he doesn't. I mean, it's a good example from Dimona there. I want to say a big thank you for her calling again. And I asked a question that, she took a risk in staying with this individual and not going with the ones that have money. Because what if the guy becomes so successful and says, you know what, babe, I think you're a bit old now, innit? Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like trying to move on. I want to get a younger bird or something. What do you do then? But she says, you know what? I chose love, but first I loved myself. And I didn't stay back in letting a man do all the things. I made sure I built a life for myself, because I believe we should all contribute into that relationship to make it a success. So that gave her the confidence to say, you know what? If that happens, so be it. I'm not going to be beating up myself. I'm going to what? Stay strong and move on. So, I mean, that's a typical example. So, I mean, I was going to ask the question, should you marry for money or love? But I think she answered the question there for me. She married for love. She had got with this person. They started dating for love. It built over time. And they got to where they are today. But again, I want to go back to what the first, not the first caller, the caller before her, that's Shola Adeyemi, who says that you can't separate love from money. You can't do without the other. That you have to have love and you have to have money. And I struggle with that. I struggle with that so much. Because are we going to look at it? And she's saying that, he doesn't have to be a billionaire. He doesn't have to be extremely wealthy. That's not what she means. But in a way, it actually kind of resonates with what my other ladies who sent the comments had said. That yes, they will choose love, but there's a caveat there, isn't it? There was a caveat saying that, you know what, they're going to choose love. ID from Lagos said, she's going to choose love, but she's not going to date a broke guy. So, is that love? I don't know. Almost similar to what Shala was saying that, you can't separate love from money. Because she's saying she's choosing love, but, the person has to have money. Fiona said, she kind of like gave a clarity and said, you know what, I can stay with him. I can stay with him to build something, I can be with him if he works, if he has a work ethic. But if he wants to stay on benefits and sure, I mean, that got me there. And perpetually broke, I can't do it. Obviously not. You don't expect to do that. But does that take away the love thing? Shall I kind of like put a definition to it and say, yes, it can actually affect that, because with that, there's going to be financial pressures. But all those financial pressures that come with being in a relationship, is that not where love actually takes over from it? Because we define love as when you have an intense commitment to that person and care. So I think when you have that intense commitment and care to that person, shouldn't those pressures be taken care of? when you have the stress come in. Oh, okay. So please try calling again. The number is 074 956 36899. That's 074 956 36899. I think someone just tried to call. Fiona says, please do call back again. I want to take more calls. We have a bit more time before the end of the show, because I'd like to hear a perspective. Don't be shy, please. Don't be shy. It's 074 956 36899. So, I mean, again, I'm still going back to what Charlotte said. Saying that you can't separate both of them. Because from the definition of what we gave love... Okay, I think we have another caller. Yes, we do. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Double9 Radio.
Good afternoon, it's Fiona speaking.
Hello, Fiona. How are you? Thank you for calling in this evening. I really appreciate you getting on the call to share your thoughts. So, is it money or love? I mean, but wait, you know what? What is your comment? Let's start from there first.
Okay, I think what it's important, because you did read out my my messages first, and the point I was trying to get across was it's about the ethics of that individual, and I'm talking male or female. The person may have very little or no money at all, but it's their work ethic. Are they studying? Are they aiming to have their own business? Are they aiming to do something? Or are they just a person like, well, I've got no money, I'm on benefit, and this is just how I am, take it as you see it. That's the issue. So personally, I'm not prepared to date somebody who doesn't want to level up or strive. Because what's going to happen is we'll go into a relationship and we won't be able to pay the bills, to go on holiday, and just to do things generally. It's going to be a struggle. So the love that we may have had may then be dampened by disagreements about money, and I'm having to pay everything and he can't contribute. So that's my issue. However, if there is a man who is prepared to work towards it and I'm to support him while he's working towards his goal, I'm all for it. He doesn't have to be a millionaire, doesn't have to have lots of money, or even the same as me when we meet, but he has to have that will to work.
He has to have that zeal to work. I mean, I understand that. I would agree with you, because nobody wants to be able to bomb. But let's look at this now. Let's turn the tables around. So this is the man who is also struggling, not struggling, but, trying to get to that, utmost point in his life where he thinks, he's not financially free, he can do what he likes. So he meets this lady who's not working, who thinks, I've got this great business idea, I want to be a hairdresser, I want to be a nail technician or something. I don't want to work, I want to do business.
Mm-hmm.
Should the guy then support her to say, I want to support your dreams and stay there? But everything that she does, she's always failing on that, but she's obviously on universal credit because she's not working. So in that scenario, should the man continue saying, I'm choosing love, because the woman is never going to get to the stage of financial stability?
Well, that depends on his belief in her. If he loves her and he believes that what she actually needs is a good business plan and good support to make her reach her goals, because what she may need from him, and this is why money is not always important when it comes to relationships, she may need that guidance and support and that encouragement to get to her goals, so that she does sustain the business that she wants to, rather than starting again and failing. That love he can offer her in that way. So no, if he believes in her and he loves her, then he shouldn't leave. No, he needs to give her that encouragement so that she can achieve her goals.
Fantastic.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It makes fantastic sense. Yeah. So I want to turn it around again now, because I'm trying to get to a point here, because of what your definition or how you responded earlier. So now we're turning it around. So it's now the guy that needs this financial support, because he thinks, what, I can't do well in a 9-to-5 job. I have this business idea. I must get to it. Babe, don't worry. We're going to get to it. And the lady is working. The lady's working. The lady's doing things. He's thinking, I'm going to get there. But, it's hard in an initial stage. He loves the woman. The woman might love him. But financial stress is coming into play.
Okay. That's not a problem for me, because as I said, it's about his work ethic, his drive, his determination, and the fact that he actually does have a plan of action. It's those without a plan, those who are sitting on the sofa watching daytime TV.
Right.
What's for dinner? What are you getting? What are you doing? That's the issue. So it wouldn't be an issue if he's aiming for something. That's fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fiona, so my final question to you is it love or money?
It's love.
It's love. Ladies and gentlemen, Fiona said it's love. I want to say thank you for calling in this evening, but keep listening in as well. Keep sending those comments as well. I think they're fantastic. And thank you for taking time out to call in as well. So that's Fiona from London. She says it's love, but she's not going to be around a bum, someone who doesn't want to get off his backside and get the work done because they want to just watch daytime TV and not do anything. Yes, I agree. I agree to that, but I had to turn the table around and see what her response was. And she stuck to the response as well. She stuck to it and said, you know what? Maybe she needed a bit of financial help and a financial plan or something. You know, so do you know what I mean? I think it can possibly work if individuals have time for each other. But again, I go back to the social trend. Is love given a chance over money? People tend to just choose love. Yes, nobody wants to be with a bum. Nobody wants to be with someone who's not having that drive in engaging in trying to get things done. You know, nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants someone who can be at their level. You know, today's been such an amazing day. It's such an amazing day. But I mean, again, if I go back to what our friend Felix, the only male who had the confidence to send us a message today, because I think all my male listeners have been quiet today, because you guys have been sending me messages earlier, you know, sending to me that it's going to be a heated conversation. It's going to be an amazing conversation. You're going to have a lot of women calling in. Yes, we are having a lot of women coming in. Where are the men at? We only had Felix today. So what I can pick up from what Felix said is, you know, I think it's quite intriguing actually. He says he doesn't think love exists. The only love he knows is the love of his parents. Is the love of parents to children. He says the rest or other people just act, because humans could act like they love you for millions of years till the day you really need them. I don't know. Is acting part of showing love as well? I think so, because when we talk about can money buy love, you have to act in a certain way to make them believe that you love them. Because a man who's 80 years old with a 35-year-old woman has to act in a certain way to say, you know what, I love you, babe, because she wants to get that money. She's chosen money over love. It's quite amazing, quite intriguing. You know, okay, so what other questions can we ask this evening? So we asked some very good questions and we had some great responses as well. We said, does money buy love? Is money more important? What is more important, love or money? Can you marry or be with someone for money or love as well? And yes, you know, it's quite amazing. We had quite great response. So what other question can I ask this evening? You know, what other question is burning in our mind? So this question now, I don't know if you can, I mean, we still have a bit of time, you know, sometime. Can someone or kind of person live without love? Or can you live without money? That's a question that's a question to put a thought in your mind. Can you live without money? Can you live without love? Which is it? I bet to say you can. I don't know. It's quite hard, isn't it? Or is it hard? Or is it simple? Can you live without love? Can you live without money? You can't actually live without money, can you? Because you need money to buy stuff. You need money to live. You need money to eat. You need money to go out. But love, you can live without love. You can be single and say, you know what? I want to be by myself. I don't want to love anybody. That's a question to ponder on. But in true life, in the reality of life, we all want to be loved, isn't it? We all want to feel loved, and we want to love people. Because when we do go out, we see people, couples walking, having a meal, social media again, people taking pictures. As a human, you want to have that feeling as well. So can you live without love? It's quite difficult, isn't it? Because we see these things and we want to feel loved, and we want to love someone as well. It's amazing. It's amazing. I have a question. I had a comment from Fiona saying that Felix has not met the right lady. What can I say? Maybe all the ladies he's been meeting have been choosing money. Maybe they've been choosing money because he thinks love doesn't exist. Because he thinks is when you buy them stuff, that's when they show a bit of interest. What can I say? He's not very able to give us a comment today. Hopefully, if he was, it'll have been great for him to share his perspective as well. Because Felix made a very good point. He made a very good point there to say that from his perspective, love doesn't exist. Because, as Fiona rightly pointed out, maybe he hasn't met the right lady. But what can I say? I can't answer that question. Only him can give us an answer to that question. But it's amazing. It's amazing to know. The last question I asked, can you live without love? Or can you live without money? It's kind of a hard question to answer, isn't it? Because you need both. You need both. As a human, you need both of them, isn't it? Because you want to feel loved. And you need to have money. Because without money, you can't, buy something. Without money, you can't eat, you can't do anything. So it's a question to ponder, and I don't have the answers to that one. But the other thing is, should money matter in a relationship? You're dating someone. Should money matter in a relationship? Should money be, the focus on a relationship? I think now, in this day and age, in now, what we see is, that's the focus. Anyone can say anything. But I think that's the focus of relationships nowadays. Because you're dating someone, they want to know, how much you got, maybe not how much you got in your bank account, but they want to know what car you're driving. You're not driving? Why? You should be driving. I want to go out. Where do you want to take me? I mean, it reminds me when we have, because 35nsocial, we always have, guests on the show who come and share their dating experiences. And I always ask the question about, would you go to a 5-star restaurant or Nando's? And the reason I asked that question is I just wanted to get a bit of where the mindset or the mind of that female is at. And most females would say 5-star restaurant on a first date. Someone said Nando's because they said the reason for they say Nando's was because it's not about the place you take them. It's more about the engagement you have. It's more about the click. You can even go to a park on a good sunny day, sit down, have a picnic, and have a conversation. It's not about the food. But other individuals would translate that as, why would you take me to Nando's? It's not up there. It's not off market. It's not this. You need to be impressing me. Again, is it because of the financial thing? To make him, he needs to take you somewhere fancy so you can see how much he can spend on you or how much it's worth. Is that what it's about? Is that what it is? But women would argue and say, I need to be impressed on the first date. Are you going to be impressed by where he takes you? Is that, it's not the intellectual level of that individual, the knowledge, or his engagement, not enough to impress you. But now you have to kind of focus on where he takes you. But the thing now is, takes you to this fancy restaurant you've never been before, and you're in so much awe, you forget to actually engage him in a conversation. Again, I'm not being hard on women today. I know they're thinking, oh my gosh, why is Double9 being hard on us this evening? No, I'm not being hard on you. I'm just having a conversation today. Just having a conversation and, experiences of individuals who have been on the show and the kind of things they've actually said to us. Because if I was to do a poll to say how many people out of, say, 20 who come on the show to say or answer the question, they would, I would possibly be saying about 18 of them have said a 5-star restaurant. But again, going back to what our initial caller, the first caller, Toasting, said, that what is the love language? Maybe the love language is fancy restaurant. Who knows? But again, I say love versus money. We've had different perspectives from everyone this evening. Some have said love. Some have said you can't disengage love and money. It's a couple. It comes hand in hand. Some have said they don't think love actually exists. Some have said love, but with a condition. But it's quite amazing. Nobody has said money. But I think deep down, some people think money. Because now the trend has changed, isn't it? It's changed so much. The societal pressure. You want to go with your man to your family event. Maybe in a fancy car. You want him to ask him questions. And he's going to answer confidently that he works for some financial organization. Because that's the trend now, isn't it? Then we forget what love, or where the love is. Yes, we say we want to be together and be with someone who has ambition. But someone who has ambition might not even have the confidence to come to you because he's thinking to himself, she's all about money. Because you're wearing so great, expensive things. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But you're not even going to give the guy a chance. Because you're going to look at him, he's not dripping, which is the word now, dripping. He's not dripping, so you're not going to let him come close as well. Oh, man. A man would think, oh, she's a gold digger. She must be a gold digger, that's why she's after me. I've got all this money. But you forget where love is. Where is the love? Love versus money. I can't answer the question. I don't know which one it is. I can only go from the comments and calls I've had today. We've had different perspectives from everyone today. But you should ponder. Ponder, ask yourself questions. But we had one, our fantastic caller as well, D-Man, who says, she showed us that she actually practically went for love, which was the way. And today she's still there. She took the risk because it's a risk. Love has a risk. Money has a risk because money can fade. Love stays. But love, risk, you can love someone with no money. He gets money. He thinks, no, I'm moving on. But it's been amazing. It's been great. I hope you had a great time on the show. Back again tomorrow. But I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's called in and sent me comments today. But I'll leave you with this thought. Love, as defined, is when you're truly committed and care about someone. It develops from you liking someone. It's an evolution, evolves, isn't it? Into the part where you're truly and deeply committed and care about this individual. Money can't buy love. Money buys attention. Money fades, but love is forever. It's been wonderful to have you this evening. I hope you had a great time on the show. But stay locked on, stay locked in. Got some great vibes for you this evening. It's your host, Double9, on Double9 Radio.